Nike almost died because of a single letter. Not because people stopped buying shoes. Not because the company ran out of ideas. Not because its founder gave up. One letter. A letter so dangerous that it threatened to destroy everything Phil Knight had spent years building. Today, Nike is worth billions. Its logo is recognized almost everywhere on Earth. But hidden behind that success is a story most people never hear. A story about uncertainty. A story about risk. A story about building an empire from absolutely nothing. And if you're trying to build something of your own, this story might change the way you think forever. Before Nike existed, Phil Knight was just another young man searching for direction. No empire, no fortune, no blueprint, just an idea. While studying business, he became obsessed with a simple question. Why were German running shoes dominating the market? And what if Japanese manufacturers could do it better? Most people would have written the idea down and forgotten about it. Phil got on a plane. Think about how crazy that sounds. No successful company. No proof. No certainty. Just belief. When he arrived in Japan, he convinced a shoe manufacturer to work with him. Not because he was qualified. Not because he was powerful. Because he was willing to ask. That's the hidden advantage of beginners. Experts often know too many reasons why something can't be done. Amateurs sometimes move before fear has time to stop them. And every empire begins with that first irrational step. Back in America, there were no luxury offices, no corporate headquarters, no giant Nike logo. Phil sold shoes from the trunk of his car, one customer at a time, one sale at a time. The future billion-dollar company looked ridiculous. Money was always tight. Problems never stopped. Every day felt uncertain, and that's where most people quit, because when progress is invisible, quitting feels logical. But those difficult years gave Phil something more valuable than money. They gave him strength. Every shortage taught creativity. Every mistake taught experience. Every setback taught resilience. The very things that seemed like disadvantages were secretly preparing him for bigger battles ahead. The broken shoe was becoming his greatest teacher. Years passed. Nike started growing. Sales increased. The dream finally felt real. Then disaster arrived. Not from a competitor. Not from poor decisions. From a letter. A government dispute over import duties threatened Nike with a bill worth millions of dollars. Around $25 million. For a company dependent on cash flow, it was terrifying. Imagine opening a letter and discovering that everything you've spent years building could disappear. Employees were worried. Investors were nervous. The future was uncertain. This was the moment most people never see. The moment after the motivational quotes. The moment when success stops feeling exciting and starts feeling terrifying. Phil Knight later admitted there were times when he constantly felt pressure. Because building an empire isn't glamorous. It's exhausting. It's stressful. It's terrifying. And yet, he refused to stop. One more meeting, one more problem, one more day. That's how empires survive. Not through confidence, through endurance. While bigger companies protected what they already had, Nike kept searching for opportunities, new athletes, new designs, new markets, new ideas. This is something most people misunderstand. Opportunity rarely arrives looking obvious. It often looks small, risky, uncertain. The difference between ordinary people and empire builders isn't intelligence, it's attention. Most people stare at the locked gate. A few notice the opening beside it. Nike kept finding those openings, and each one pushed the company forward. Eventually, Nike exploded. More employees, more countries, more customers, more success. From the outside, it looked like victory. But growth created new problems, bigger decisions, bigger risks, bigger responsibilities. The strange truth is this: growth doesn't eliminate pressure, it multiplies it. The empire was larger, but so was the weight on Phil's shoulders. Success had simply upgraded the difficulty level. For years, Phil believed there would be a moment when everything finally felt complete. One final victory, one finish line, one moment where he could finally relax. But when Nike became one of the most successful companies in the world, something unexpected happened. The finish line never appeared. There was always another challenge, another decision, another mountain. And that's the lesson hidden inside every empire. There is no finish line. The goal was never reaching the top. The goal was becoming the person capable of climbing. Nike wasn't built when the company became successful. Nike was built during the years nobody believed in it. Today, people see the logo. They see the billions. They see the success. What they don't see is the young man selling shoes from the trunk of a car, the uncertainty, the setbacks, the sleepless nights, the letter that almost destroyed everything. Nike wasn't built because Phil Knight knew he would succeed. Nike was built because he kept moving when success was impossible to see. And if you're trying to build something of your own, remember this: every empire begins as an idea that looks foolish. Every empire survives moments that look impossible. And every empire is built one day at a time. So if you're waiting for certainty, you're already late.